Hello everyone, I am Shreya Sen from Kolkata. My mission for starting this YouTube channel is to guide you all on the various science subjects, various in the sense that is on physics, chemistry and mathematics. My goal is to ensure that every student who is not getting enough facilities for education during this pandemic, during this lockdown, because the schools are closed and not proper education is being imparted to everyone. So as a result of that, many students are experiencing backlogs, they are not able to understand certain things and there are issues faced during the lockdown. But still, there is no need to worry because there are several resources including me. I am also going to teach each one of you who is in class 8, 9 and 10 on physics, chemistry and mathematics. Based on that, you can actually follow my regular classes because I'll be uploading videos from the first chapter to the last chapter and I will try to complete the entire syllabus. So in this way, let's begin. I'll begin with the first chapter of class 8, which is refraction of light. So basically, what is refraction? Refraction is the bending of light when light travels from one transparent medium into another transparent medium of different optical density. It is not density, it is optical density. That means light is traveling from either an optically denser to an optically rarer medium or from an optically rarer to a different medium which is optically denser with respect to it. So in this way, the bending of light is observed. Bending of light in the sense, for example, if we see a pencil immersed in a glass full of water, just at the boundary of separation of air and water in the glass, just at that boundary of separation, it is observed that there is a bending of the pencil. The pencil appears to be bent. This is due to refraction of light. It is a very common example of refraction of light. Then again, if a coin is immersed in water, then when viewed from above, the coin appears to be raised. Then in the same way, if we look at an aeroplane in the sky, the aeroplane appears to be a bit down towards us as compared to its original height. So all this is due to the refraction of light. Refraction of light is encountered every day in every real life phenomenon. In every practical uses, we will find refraction of light occurring anywhere or the other. So it is a very common experience, which is, again I repeat, that refraction is nothing but the bending of light. But why does light bend? Light bends because it travels from an optically denser to an optically rarer medium, or it can travel from an optically rarer to an optically denser medium. So if I write down the definition here, that what is refraction of light? It is nothing but the bending of light. And more specifically, to sum up the definition, it is still incomplete because it is the bending of light when light travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. One transparent medium means like light traveling from air to water. So water is a different transparent medium. Air is a different transparent medium. So in this way, when light travels in different mediums, just at the boundary separating the two media having different optical densities, the refraction is observed. In the sense, optically denser medium means where light travels at a slower speed. So light moves at a slower speed when light is in an optically denser medium. But when light is traveling in an optically rarer medium, it has a greater speed as compared to its speed in optically denser medium. So, to sum up, optically denser medium, light has a slower speed. Optically rarer medium, light has a greater speed. So, if I can actually show how refraction occurs through a ray diagram, it would be like this. So this one is medium 1 and this one is medium 2. This ray, which is incident at the surface separating medium 1 and medium 2, at this surface, this ray which is incident on the surface, this ray is termed as the incident ray. So the angle, and this is totally a perpendicular to the surface, so we call it the normal. So this incident ray, normal, angle of incidence, angle of refraction, refracted ray. These are certain terms related to refraction. So if we are studying refraction, these are the most important terms which you have to remember. So now, this is the particularly the normal. Why is it the normal? Because it is perpendicular to the surface. So as a result, it is termed as the normal, and the angle which the incident ray makes with the normal, this is termed as the angle of incidence. So this particular angle, generally denoted as I, is the angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is the angle made by the incident ray with respect to the normal. Normal drawn at the point of incidence. So normal is not drawn at any other point on the surface. Normal is drawn at the point at which the incident ray strikes the surface. That is, the normal to the surface, the perpendicular to the surface, is drawn at the point of incidence of the incident ray. Now, as soon as the light travels from medium 1 to medium 2, it undergoes a refraction because it is traveling from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. And as a result of that, this ray is termed as the refracted ray. So as if there would have been no different medium, the light would have not bent. The light would have followed the initial path. But because of the medium 2, light has bent, and as because this particular refracted ray has bent towards the normal, because this was its initial path and it has actually bent a bit towards the normal, that means this one is a denser medium, because in a denser medium its speed is reduced and it has moved towards the normal. So that is why it is a denser medium. So it means that because optically denser, optically rarer is a very relative concept. So that means medium 1 here is rarer medium. Why is it rarer medium? Because as soon as the light ray travels from medium 1 to medium 2, the refracted ray is bending towards the normal, and as soon as it bends towards the normal, that means medium 2 is optically denser in this case. So this ray is actually termed as the refracted ray, and just like the angle of incidence is the angle between the incident ray and the normal at the point of incidence. This is very important to mention, normal at the point of incidence. Similarly, the refracted ray makes an angle, the angle which the refracted ray makes with the normal at the point of incidence is the angle of refraction, generally denoted as R. Here in this case we have actually plotted what happens. We have shown the ray diagram when light is basically traveling from a rarer medium, from an optically rarer medium to an optically denser medium. Denser medium because, again I am saying, because it has bent towards the normal. So angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence because it has bent towards the normal. So the angle of refraction here is less than the angle of incidence. So as a result of that, because the angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence, it shows that it is a denser medium. So this medium turns out to be a denser medium, that is not denser only, so it is optically denser medium. And that one turns out to be a rarer medium because angle of refraction is less than the angle of incidence. But if we reverse the condition, that means if the ray would have refracted away from its original pathway towards a different path which is actually bending away from the normal, that is instead of bending towards the normal, if the light ray would have bent away from the normal, so this particular ray is actually in a rarer medium because in this case the angle of refraction with respect to the normal at the point of incidence is this angle. So as a result, instead of following the original line, it has actually bended away from the normal. That means in this particular situation, angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incidence. And as a result of that, because it is bending away from the normal, the moment an incident ray bends away from the normal, it means that it is the medium 2 is actually a rarer medium, because in a rarer medium, when light passes through an optically rarer medium, it implies that it is actually having an increase in its speed as compared to the previous medium. So as a result, it is an optically rarer medium, and how to understand that? That light will actually bend away from the normal and the angle of refraction will be greater than the angle of incidence when light bends away from the normal. And based on the refraction, there are two most extremely important laws related to refraction. So based on the two most important laws, which are the most fundamental parts of refraction, we'll be starting with it. That the first law says, which is a very simple law, that the first statement of the law of refraction is that the incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the refracted ray all lie in the same plane. That means if the incident ray is in the xy plane, the normal has to be in the xy plane, as well as the refracted ray will also be in the xy plane. If the incident ray is in the yz plane, normal at the point of incidence, the refracted ray, all the three will be in the same plane. It is not that one is in the xy plane, the other is in the yz plane, and the other is in the zx plane. So it will not happen in this way. So all of them have to be in the same plane, which is the basic thing. So if the incident ray is in this particular plane, so the refracted ray as well as the normal at the point of incidence will be at this plane only. So that is the most basic important statement of the first law of refraction. So if the laws of refraction, the first point of the laws of refraction is that the incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, and the refracted ray are at the same medium. So I am not writing it down, and then comes the second medium, the second statement of the laws of refraction. The second statement was actually given by Snell's, which is often known as Snell's law, which suggests that, which says that sin I by sin r is equals to mu. So sin I by sin r is equals to mu of the second medium with respect to the first medium. So if we write mu of 2 with respect to 1, That means mu of the second medium with respect to the first. So in this way, the most important part, second statement, which is the most important statement, which is actually known as Snell's law, is sin I by sin R is equals to mu. That is sine of the angle of incidence by sine of the angle of refraction is equals to mu. Now in case of trigonometry, because trigonometry is actually in class 9, so sine means height by hypotenuse. That is sine theta. If there is sine of any angle, that actually means that if we say sine of any angle theta and we draw a triangle having one angle as theta, then sine theta is actually nothing but height by hypotenuse. Sine theta is nothing but trigonometry. We call sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, all these quantities as trigonometric ratios. They are expressed in terms of trigonometric ratios, as well as hypotenuse. So height by hypotenuse. That means sine of the angle theta is this height h. So if we denote height as p, that is the perpendicular by the hypotenuse h. So sine theta is actually denoted as p by h. So in this respect only, sine of any angle is height by hypotenuse. Here it is the perpendicular by hypotenuse. Same thing, so p by h. And in this way, sin I by sin R is equal to constant. So to sum it up, we covered what is refraction of light, the basic everyday examples of where we observe refraction of light, why does refraction of light actually occur, why do we observe refraction of light in general, and then most importantly we discuss the most significant ray diagram when light travels from a rarer medium to a denser medium, and at the same way when light travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium, what are the basic observations. Again I repeat, if light goes from a rare medium to a denser medium, the light will bend towards the normal, and if it is going towards the rarer medium, it will be going away from the normal. And the last part was laws of refraction, which are extremely very important, consisting of only two statements. The first statement is actually a very simple sentence, that is, the incident ray, the normal at the point of incidence, the refracted ray, all lie in the same plane. And the second most important point is Snell's law. What does it say? That sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction is mu. Mu means the refractive index. So what is sine theta? So to understand that, we know that it is perpendicular by hypotenuse. Thank you.